So let me ask you something. What if the very success you're chasing is the exact thing that's going to make your business collapse? It's a scary thought, right? But it happens all the time. Today, we're going to dig into the unseen rules of scale, the architecture that lets some systems not just grow, but actually get stronger the bigger they get.
It's this really weird, frustrating paradox. You're hitting all your goals, right? More customers, revenue's booming, growth is just exploding. And then, suddenly, everything starts to fall apart. Customer service gets sloppy, quality takes a nosedive, and the culture just starts to crack. And that's the moment. That's when your success becomes your biggest liability. It's where most big growth efforts just completely fail. And this whole scenario, well, that's what we're calling the growth paradox. It's the big problem we're going to unpack today. This idea that success itself turns into your biggest risk if you haven't built the right foundation to handle it.
And the source material for this whole explainer just nails it with this one line. Scale without governance is fragile. This gets right to the heart of it. See, it's not a lack of customers that kills a growing business. It's a lack of control. When nobody's really steering the ship, a single bad decision can spread through the whole system like a virus.
And believe me, this isn't just a theory. You see it out there all the time. Just picture it. Two coffee shop franchises. Same brand, same city. But they're running different promotions. They're undercutting each other on price. One has amazing service. The other one is, well, terrible. What does that do? It just confuses customers and drags the entire brand down. It's absolute chaos. So the big question is, how do you stop that from happening?
Well, the solution, and this might surprise you, isn't some 1,000-page rulebook or massive bureaucracy. Nope, it's a single, really elegant principle that brings order to all that chaos. We're talking about the governance principle.
And this is where it gets really brilliant. You can forget about trying to micromanage every single little detail. The goal is to build your whole system around one clear, powerful rule. Think of it like a constitution for your company. It doesn't list every single law, but it makes it crystal clear who has authority over what, and more importantly, why.
And that brings us to the core of it all. It's this simple but incredibly powerful division of power. Here's how it works. Anything that could create a risk for the entire system, we're talking things that could damage the whole brand, like legal compliance or pricing, that stuff is controlled from the center. It's centralized. But everything else, all the day-to-day decisions that are better made with local knowledge and speed, you push that out. You decentralize it. So you centralize the risk and you decentralize the execution.
Okay, so what does this actually look like in practice? Let's break down exactly what stays at the center and what gets pushed out to the people on the ground. These 5 things you see here, they are absolutely non-negotiable. They have to be centralized. And why is that? Because a mistake in any one of these doesn't just hurt one location, it can poison the well for everybody. Think about it. If just one franchise messes up customer data, that could lead to a massive lawsuit that hurts the entire brand. So by centralizing control over these critical areas, you're basically creating a shield that protects the whole network.
Now, this brings up a really important shift in how we think about things, especially quality assurance, or QA. In this model, QA is not your friendly neighborhood coach. It's a governance function. Its job is not to help one employee get a little bit better. Its job is to protect the entire system from risk. And that's why its decisions are binding and non-negotiable. It's all about safeguarding the health of the entire network.
So while the center keeps a really tight grip on that system-wide risk, it gives enormous freedom everywhere else. Franchisees get total autonomy over hiring their own teams, setting their schedules, creating local incentives, and running their day-to-day operations. The central office isn't a micromanager, it's a gatekeeper. And that balance is what keeps that entrepreneurial spirit alive and kicking. All right, so this balance of tight control and local freedom leads us to our final and maybe the most powerful idea. What if all this strict governance isn't a burden? What if, when you do it right, it actually becomes your company's secret weapon, its unfair advantage? Just think about it this way. Strong rules don't actually hold back your best people. They protect them from your worst. Good, centralized governance stops a single bad actor or an underperforming franchisee from tarnishing the brand's reputation and hurting everybody else in the system. It's a shield for your A players. The trade-off becomes so clear when you lay it out like this. On one side, governance actively stops disasters like price wars and reputational nightmares. And on the other, it protects your most valuable assets, the trust you have with your customers, the success of your high-performing teams, and your ability to grow in a sustainable way. It creates a stable, predictable world where excellence can actually flourish. So in the end, this isn't just about a short-term fix. It's a long-term strategy for dominating your market.
while your competitors who are afraid of rules and avoid governance eventually just crumble under their own success. This disciplined approach builds a competitive advantage that actually gets stronger and stronger over time. The bigger you get, the more solid your foundation becomes.
And that leaves us with one last kind of fascinating question to chew on. We usually think of discipline and freedom as being total opposites, right? But what if the right kind of discipline, the kind that protects the whole system, is actually the only way to create true, sustainable freedom for everyone inside it?